presentation lined up for you. And for the same, I would like to request Mr. Siddarth Shah, Head of Sales, Zendesk, to kindly join me on the stage, and let us all give him a great round of applause, a great welcome, everyone. His corporate presentation is on the subject of approaching the tipping point, revolutionizing CX with AI. So,
thank you. This is the topic is around, how AI is really revolutionizing CX, and if you can move to the next slide. I want to start with this quote. Not a quote, but a set of statements here. Gartner predicted 2 years ago, in 2023, that over 95% of customer interactions are going to be powered by AI, and we're already living that time now. We're already living it. Today, I would very globally, I would say it's about 80%. We're already there. 80% of customer interactions are already powered by AI in some form or the other. And I want to kind of pose this question to everybody, right? Are we really building AI to assist our agents? I mean, there's a lot of bespoke work in bits and pieces that's happening there, right? People are building AI to help their agents be more productive. They are building chatbots, etc., right, in bits and pieces, right? But the holy grail we are talking about is not about chatbots, it's not about just assisting agents, but it's about creating a truly predictive and personalized customer experience, right? And that's the holistic fee. So it's about embedding AI across the entire journey, the customer journey that we're talking about, right? So that's this opening statement I want to call out, and I'll move on to the I'll try and make it, as I said, I have a task of keeping you all engaged. So there's a last interesting demo that we'll try and cover. It'll be a live demo. We just tried and built an agent, this morning, and we'll show a little bit of some of those use cases in action towards the end of the session. But yeah, I'll really talk about some of the key disruptions today that are facing CX in 2025. Our vision, what is Zendesk doing around CX? Our vision on CX for 2025 and beyond. And what's the business impact that Zendesk delivers, right? This is going to be an interesting piece because we had actually commissioned Forrester to do some research around the value that and ROI that Zendesk delivers for customers, and we'll talk about that a little bit. So this is not a product pitch, traditional product pitch. This is a little bit about trends, a little bit about our vision, and then trying to get a little bit of a feel of Zendesk, right? So yeah, you can move to the next slide. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about 7 key disruptions over here. The first one being hyper-personalization. What I'm talking about here is that, gone are those days of, using demographics to predict customer behavior, right? Those were the earlier days, right? Today we're using emotions, we are using intent, right? All of these pieces, and all of these pieces are powered by AI, and it's all about hyper-personalization, having the product at the, showcased at the right place, at the right time, with the right intent. Right? So what does that mean? So that's actually helping drive high conversion rates and really helping elevate customer lifetime value. The second one, and this is something we've spoken about all through the day, it's around conversational AI, right? I'd like to say that we are actually living in the 3rd generation of AI, generative AI, over the last 12 months. We've jumped 3 generations. Right, so the first generation of the bots are what we call as I use the word button bots, which spits out information the way you ask it, right? The second generation of bots are the ones which you have different flows that you build, the flow builder bots. Now you have the 3rd generation bots, which are agentic AI bots. You don't need to build any flows. You don't need to program anymore. Programming is past. I think the language that's going to be existing in the future is going to be English. So you build your own bot using natural language. Right? So basically, conversational AI, helping agents solve complex queries across multiple channels, omni-channel, right? If you move on to the 3rd one, it's about end-to-end journey orchestration. This is a very, very important piece, right? Because when I spoke about the button bots, right, you will get the information from a knowledge base thrown at you. It will not do any action. right? It doesn't complete the sale. It doesn't complete a service request, right? So this is basically AI agents connecting with different APIs, connecting with different knowledge sources across the entire spectrum of the organization, right? And orchestrating an end-to-end journey, right? So that basically helps you complete the journey. So, guess what? What customers care about? Customers only care about one thing. That's resolutions. They want the problem to be resolved, right? It's not about, from my perspective, it's not about, okay, it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, but that problem should be resolved, right? And that's what matters here. Using AI to make sure that the customer's problem is resolved. The next slide, yeah. The fourth one is very critical, right? It's about using analytics, to predict churn, for example, to predict customer behavior, right? To proactively resolve issues, right? So that's the fourth trend, that's basically there around, data-driven predictive analytics. If you go to the next slide. So this is, again, customers come from all channels, right? Whether it is email, chat, social channels, right? WhatsApp, in-store, right? Different channels. So how do you integrate? Have an AI layer that integrates across all the channels, right? To make sure that there is a seamless experience for the customer, right? So basically, there has to be a frictionless, experience and journey that really drives higher NPS, right? The next one. And this is most critical, right? Making sure that there are guardrails in place, very strong guardrails in place, making sure we are using AI ethically, right? Making sure there's data privacy, making sure GDPR and all the compliances are in place. I think that's a very ethical AI is a very, very important piece. That's a big guardrail, and a lot of companies, governments are working around this area. And the last one. AI-augmented employee experience. We spoke about it, again, through the sessions in the morning, right? There are two parts to it, right? You're helping the agents be more effective. You have very seamless, quick onboarding of agents, right? You have agents who are able to get trained faster, with AI. You have co-pilots and all of that stuff. So really transforming the, employee experience. And I was talking to a customer a couple of weeks back. An agent typically takes 10 minutes to resolve a specific, to address a specific issue, right? He has to swivel between different systems. He has to get customer context from different systems, etc. Now, with a co-pilot layer out there, the co-pilot does all of those pieces in a matter of seconds, right? Getting the customer context, customer 360, right? Getting the customer order details, for example, all of those things in a matter of seconds, drafts the response for the agent, right? All the agent has to do is say, approve, right? And that's why we're saying AI plus human. Somebody was saying earlier that while the AI can actually send that message, but you also want sometimes the human to say, okay, just have that proofread a little bit, right? So that's the AI-augmented employee experience we're talking about. The next one, I would say there are three key levers here, or the three key aspects that play a really important part for customer service, right? And these are huge costs, right? I'm sure a lot of folks, you would be shopping on, during sale seasons and stuff like that. The customer volume just skyrocket, right? Obviously, you want to be, as the volumes go up, you don't have a choice. You did not have a choice in the past to add more agents, to add more customer service associates, etc. So this is one big lever, right? Having more volumes, right? Doing more with less. Deploying AI to make sure that you don't grow linearly with the volumes that grow. Second is quality, right? We are talking about real-time QA out here, right? Typically quality assurance happens with 5-10% of, the typical volumes there in a contact center today. Not today, but in the last, couple of years back. But today we are talking about real-time QA. Every call gets QA'd. Right? Every transaction gets QA'd. Every interaction gets QA'd, right? So the level of accuracy, the level of the level of accuracy really increases significantly, and obviously this impacts cost. We are talking of significantly bringing. So we are talking about costs. If you look at the CX spend today, upwards of 400 billion, right? Basically about linear growth, right? This is where we're coming to 2030 is less than 200 billion. So it's like less than half, right? We're talking of customer support costs going down significantly with AI, right? If you move on, yeah, the next slides, I'm just going to have a couple of slides talking about our vision, what is Zendesk's on a proposition in this space, given all of these disruptions, and then we'll go on after that to the impact and demo. So next slide. One more. Okay, so this is basically this is nothing but Zendesk. So I'll just walk you through this. At the center, what we have is a network of agents, right? By a network of agents, I mean autonomous agents and human agents, right? Working pretty much in tandem with each other. We are talking about 80% AI agents and 20% human agents out here. That's at the center. I think the most critical piece for me is the knowledge graph, right? I think that changes the game. We say that, I would say that knowledge self-service is the first line of defense. Not even the bots. It's not the bots, it's the self-serve. The knowledge base is the first line of defense, right? And we are talking today of a network of knowledge bases, not just one knowledge base, right? A knowledge base which is GPT powered, right? Which basically throws out, it's like going to ChatGPT and searching for something and getting the right response. You don't have to navigate across different pieces of knowledge. A knowledge base that learns by different tickets, that learns by different customer queries that come in, right? So there's continuous learning, there's continuous updation, and there is a network of knowledge that resides. That is a very powerful mechanism of deflecting, I would say, at least 10 to 15 to 20% of customer queries today, right? So that's at the front and center. And then what you have, and a very critical part is actions and integrations. What I mean by actions and integrations is, as I said, the only thing that matters to the customer is resolution, right? The AI bots, AI agents, whoever that is, the human agent, should be able to take an action, right? And close that conversation, right? And provide a resolution, right? So we have a network, so this is basically the bots integrating with different APIs, right? Integrating with different systems, your order management system, logistics system, supply chain system, right? Your core ERP systems, any of those systems, getting this information, analyzing that information, and giving the right response or solving the query, right? So that's what I mean by actions. Action is somebody, the AI agent taking an action, and integration is basically getting into integrating with a whole web of applications within your enterprise, right? The third piece is governance and control. I spoke to you a little bit about governance and control. It's about making sure that at Zendesk we talk about the platform continuously learning. Zendesk was formed in 2007, so the kind of service data that the company has is about more than 18 to 19 billion service transactions, right? Across different industries, across different types of sub-industries, etc., right? So ability to train the agents, right? AI agents, so that the level of hallucination is minimized or as good as zero. Right, is very critical. Having very critical guardrails. So, for example, if you're a bank, right, how do you really respond to a customer if you have a bot that's deployed by a bank, right? Or if you're a bot that's deployed by, for example, a manufacturing company, a B2B or a tech company, right? So it learns basis the different industries that are out there. So governance and control. And the last is measurement and insights. We spoke about it. You have to measure and do quality assurance and audit with every transaction that happens for you to continuously learn and get better and better at things, right? So that's the overarching platform of Zendesk. We'll be happy to show you all of these pieces in action, whether it's a generative AI powered knowledge base, or a bots or Copilot and things like that. If you can move on to the next slide. So this is basically, we have over 10,000 plus AI customers today, globally, who are using all of these pieces. Just want to call out a couple of things here. So I spoke about all of this, the knowledge base, the AI agents as well, where you can basically you can today set up an AI agent in a matter of, I would say half an hour, less than half an hour out there, and basically set it up and get going with it. So that's one of the beauty of it. Copilot is, I think, it's actually a complete turnaround of whatever terms you call about AHT and all of those pieces, right? It really completely transforms those metrics. So a customer was telling us that we're getting 400,000 tickets a year, or not tickets, but customer queries in a year. How can we use Copilot and, double that number of queries, because they are really kind of going to be significantly increasing their operations with the same headcount. You don't have to increase any headcount. Maybe you'll be reducing headcount, as you move along, right? So that's basically about a little bit about, the platform. Just move on to the next slide. So what is the kind of business impacts that Zendesk is delivering to customers, right? I mean, and this is not our study. This was commissioned by Forrester. This is US based. So Forrester interviewed a set of companies in the range of about $1 billion to $1.5 billion in revenues, which had customer support agents of about 300 odd associates that they were running, right? And they did an ROI analysis of what is the payback period going to look like, right? What could the return on investment look like, and things like that, by deploying the whole AI-powered platform. And this is something they did, I think, just a month and a half back. This was released just a month and a half back. So this is 2025 data. So we are talking about reduced contact rate. I spoke to you about knowledge graph, right? That is driving a huge amount of savings right on the top, right? Obviously, the other pieces, huge reduction in handle time. Automated resolutions is the bots at work, pretty much bots across channels, automated bots. And then obviously you have the other metrics, like, for example, ability to onboard associates very fast, agent retention, and obviously additional profit and things like that. So I'll be happy to share you can just Google it up and look at the Forrester study, Zendesk Forrester study, and read all about it. And this is something that we're pretty much very, very proud of as well. We're talking of payback time within 6 months of a Zendesk investment, right? So that's the level at which some of these technologies are operating at. Move on to the next slide. Okay, I'll conclude with this, and I'm sure we've heard a lot through the day. Just wanted to ratify some of the discussions that happened in the morning. 100% will involve 100% transactions, queries, tickets, or whatever you call it, is going to involve AI, right? 80% will be solved by AI. Now that's the today we are already witnessing, right? For some of the generic queries, repeated queries, we're already seeing about 40-50% of those pieces being handled by AI, right? That's only going to go up by 2030. But there will be a human element here, and we all know that. There is going to be a human element. 20% is going to be, managed, by human agents, which are ultra complex. But that will involve a significant reduction of AHT, right? I'll conclude with that, but we'll try and see if the demo works. So let me just open up, the demo. So let me set some context here, right? So this is basically a retailer. It's an e-commerce site, and I have there is this young millennial. She's at a home, and she's relocating from India. She's moving out of that's the first scenario I'd like to call. She's moving out of India, and she wants to ask a couple of questions. She's sitting at home in the night, but she loves this e-commerce platform. It's a fashion retailer, right? She goes to the bot, and she's asking, because she's relocating, she's asking multiple questions to the bot. One is, she wants to know if you do international shipping. That's one. And she also wants to take membership. She wants to understand what are the benefits of taking a membership, right, of this e-commerce platform, right? So basically the AI out here takes the questions, right? It takes the questions. It basically engages, with the person in a conversational AI manner to be able to generate the right response by getting information from multiple knowledge bases, right? So basically the whole thing about international shipping, right? Talking about all the pieces about how do you really become a member, how, all of the pieces to how to become a member, right? So this is very basic, right? But what I'm trying to show is ability to connect with multiple knowledge sources, ability to handle multiple questions at a time, right? Now the second scenario, this is also not very complex, but slightly to the next scenario, is that she has bought a bunch of items, right? She has a bunch of orders, that she's bought, and she's waiting. A couple of orders haven't been delivered to her. So she wants to understand where is my order, right? So she basically trying to get a update on her order. You'll see what happens. It's just asking to ratify her email address. So the moment the bot gets the email address, it is able to connect with the right APIs at the backend and give her all the details about the orders. So these are the order numbers. So order number 1, so-and-so, order date, right? There are a couple of orders that are shipped, expected delivery time, all of that stuff. Maybe you can just scroll it down a little bit and show it to everyone. Yeah, so it gives her all the details about when the orders are expected. A couple of them are delivered, a couple of them are expected. Come down, right? Yeah, and then after that, she realizes that she's anyway moving abroad, so she wants to. She doesn't like something. She wants to return it, right? So she just wants to place a return request. Yeah, sorry. Here before that, she's asking more about the third order. Yeah, so it's basically saying this is the, giving her details about the third order, about where it is exactly right now, and when will it get delivered. Now this is a whole return process, right? So basically, it's giving you an update of the policy, but then the bot is asking her whether you want to return. So this is a carousel format. You can have different formats over here. These are some of the stuff that she has bought, and she could potentially look at it, and she could give the reason, and she could return it, right? So, and she's being very basic. It's been very basic out here, so you can keep having conversations around it, right? And then it's also talking about where you can return it as well. Yeah, so that's a little bit about some of the basic bot we tried to build today morning, but I'm sure there's a lot that can be done. Please feel free to visit a booth to go through a lot of, these are very basic scenarios. Some of these scenarios are already happening today, but we can also look at very complex scenarios. For example, you want to change an air ticket, you want to cancel an air ticket, you want to reschedule an air ticket, right? Not just air ticket, but in a lot of other industries as well. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, thank you very much, and appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, DJ. May I request Mr. Siddarth Shah to kindly come back on the stage? Can we have a huge round of applause for him once again? And may I request Mr. Vikram Bedi, Area Director, Marketing and Communication, Radisson Hotel Group, to kindly felicitate Mr. Siddarth Shah. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable insights with all of us. It was truly an engaging presentation with a demonstration as well. Thank you once again. Thank you very much, and thanks to Mr. Vikram Bedi. Thank you.